Milne, who corrals it for the first out. Kirkpatrick, a member of the 2001 World Under-19 Championship side, and that was really his coming out party for everyone to see. He spent a lot of time now in North America on club sides as well as in Japan, toiling his trade.
This is a young man that will be in demand by many countries in terms of where he plays club team.
Nathan Jones, the shortstop. A change up again, and a good one from Heine Shannon.
I like the fact that his battery mate brother Shannon is calling the change on the first pitch. That's a good way to start hitters off sometimes.
Jones, the 32-year-old, in his third consecutive ISF Men's World Championship, looks to go the other way. Halen foul ground and will make the play.
Good location, had him reaching. He's not going to get hurt with that kind of pitching.
There's been only one hit in the ball game, and it was an infield single by Shales, who eventually scored the game's lone run. And Hale pressed into service early in the game versus Canada when Jared Martin went down with an injury, sliding into second base on a stolen base. Martin still in the lineup in the hitting department, but is not able to play defensively. And Michael Tanner with his second trip to the plate. He struck out in the bottom of the first.
Interesting, Peter. There's Kirkpatrick down the line warming up.
Well, when we chatted before the start of this gold medal final, you thought we might see both pitchers. Here's a good-looking bunt from Tanner, and he'll beat it out. Terrific bunt by the Australian leadoff hitter, Michael Tanner.
Great speed. As good as that bunt was, you're not going to throw anybody out with that kind of speed. 2 out, what will Bob Harrow do?
Catcher number 17, Mike Harrow.
Australia coming into this game with a large advantage in the stolen base category. 22 coming in, which was 10 more, I believe, Terry, than the next nearest team,
which was New Zealand.
And Harrow tries to lift one into the outfield, and he does. Tanner's going to go all the way to third.
Good piece of hitting, just stuck the bat out.
Where the 37-year-old catcher and the coach, his son. And runners at the corners. And when you reflect back to the first game between these two teams, it was this situation, Terry, that led to the game's first run and really kind of helped Australia unnerve New Zealand.
That was the key play in the game.
Winters goes the other way. Milne on the run. Will he get there? No. Good hustle by the left fielder Milne, but he can't quite get there. And somewhat surprised that Winters was swinging on the first pitch.
Usually in this kind of a situation, defensively, a catcher might call a pitch out just to see what offensive plans the opposition has.
To further add to the story, the game was scoreless. And in this very scenario, the Australian runner got himself involved in a rundown between first and second. New Zealand didn't handle it that well. Winters on the ground, and it might be a double play. It is. Nuku. 6 unassisted to 3 for a double play. And you might remember that one as this one goes forward. Australia continues to lead New Zealand 1-0 in this championship affair. New Zealand still looking for its first hit in this gold medal game off 22-year-old Adam Folkert, who tossed a one-hitter in the playoff meeting versus New Zealand. And Martin trying to start the hitting parade. This a matchup of the teams with the best pitching record against a New Zealand team that features the top batting lineup.
Good pitching should beat good hitting.
It did in their first meeting, and Martin does not like that call one bit. finds himself in a bit of a hole, down 1-2.
That caught the corner.
Martin feeling it might have been a little low. This a high rise from Folkert. Well out of the zone that Martin takes. Martin is the designated player for this game. Normally the first baseman. And fooled for a second straight time. Second consecutive strikeout of Martin by Adam Folkert.
Fogart's location, particularly on hitters with 2 strikes, has been exceptional. He hasn't made a mistake to this point.
And just his second strikeout of the game. And both of them against the 3-time world champion in Jared Martin. And here's Big Brad Rona. And Rona had a good rip at it as he stares down Folkert. Rona 0 for 1 in this game, but entered the affair batting .520 with a slugging average of .840. Takes the high rise.
Good waist pitch. Let him think about it.
For ball 1 with 1 out here in the top of the 4th. New Zealand did not register its first hit in the first playoff meeting of these two teams in this tournament until inning number 5. Rona looking to change that, but he'll foul this into the right field bleachers.
They haven't been able, New Zealand hitters have not been able to get around on Folkert. It's surprising. As good as he is, velocity-wise, you're looking at the best hitting team. They haven't hit a ball hard this whole game yet.
You could make an argument that in 2 meetings to this point against Australia, they really haven't hit a ball hard. And Folkert paints the outside corner with that low rise for strike 2.
See the pattern. Went up top, wasted a pitch, came down low, opposite side. This is a guy that you don't want to throw too inside or leave a ball over the plate, but you can beat him inside jam.
Same spot, not quite. And Rona, who's walked a tournament leading 12 times, has been in a ton of full counts all tournament long. And another on the ground, Gulagong, lots of time and a low throw, but Tanner goes down to handle it for out number 2.
If he gets through this lineup, Folkert, twice without being hurt, it'll be interesting to see what Harrow does in terms of how long he lets him go in this game. Probably the whole way until he feels he's lost it.
Folkert has walked 2 batters and yet to give up a hit, facing the always dangerous Donnie Hale, 34-year-old from Auckland, New Zealand. This guy doesn't get cheated.
No, he doesn't.
And that one stung as he took it off the instep of his left foot. And Hale, another large individual in that 6'4", 6'5" category. Hale with a big 2-run homer that put New Zealand ahead to stay in a 6-run 5th inning to beat Canada 8-5. And the New Zealand supporters trying to get their favorite crew going as Hale again fouls it away for strike number 2.
He's gotten ahead of most of the hitters in this game, and that's been to his advantage. Pretty tough to beat him when you're 0-2 counts, and he's got a couple of strikes to waste pitches on.
Hale really enjoys the big stage. He hit an impressive .444 in the 2004 World Championships in Christchurch. Did he go?
Little outside.
They won't even check. But plenty of oohs and ahs from this large throng. And a look at a number of the New Zealand supporters who have made the trip. Folkert, swing and a miss, struck him out. Hale goes down. New Zealand trails and still look for hit number 1 through 3.5 in the gold medal game of the World Championship. Nick Shales to lead things off, the second baseman for Australia, who has one of the 3 Australian hits and has scored the only run in the championship game, the ISF's 12th World's Men's Championship, the first one dating back to 1966. And Shales, Nuku ranging, but can't handle it. And Shales aboard again. This one likely to be an error on the New Zealand shortstop.
That's a play you have to make in this kind of game. He's hurt them throughout this tournament. You need strength up the middle, catching, pitching, and your middle infield. And unfortunately, in this tournament, particularly in the big games, they've not gotten the play that they need out of their shortstop.
It's now in 2 playoff games versus New Zealand, the 8th error New Zealand has made, and the first error in this game resulted in the Shales run when an errant throw hit him in the back on a delayed steal going from second to third as Davison squared and then slaps it into the right field bleachers.
Even though he's only got a 1-run lead, Harrow's not going to play this conservatively. He's going for the juggler.
Davison with a very impressive 11 runs batted in this championship. A member of the 2000 team in South Africa, but was left off the 2004 team, the 34-year-old. And boy, has he come back with a vengeance and hits this hard for a base hit to right. Shales on his way. There may be a play at third. Not in time. Rona has trouble with it. It'll allow Davison to move up from first to second. And Australia threatening to add to its 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 4th.
Another example how speed kills.
Josh Davison. His 3rd hit in 8 at-bats in these playoffs.
How many coaches in that situation with a 1-run lead would have sacrificed that hitter to move the runner to second? Not Bob Harrell.
He's so unpredictable, too.
Let's see what he does here.
Goolagong with runners at third and second. That'll likely cash one in. Shales tags. Here's the long throw from Casely. Not in time. And Australia adds to its lead. It's 2-0. On Goolagong's sacrifice fly to right. More of a sacrifice line out to right.
Peter, almost a base running mistake by Nick Shales there.
Stand at the bag and wait.
Absolutely. When it's hit in the air, the first thing you're taught, return to the bag. You're going to score on a base hit to the outfield no matter what if it does drop in.
With a run in and a runner in, Josh Davison at third. Bob Harrell is going to make a change, and he's going to hit for the designated player, Tyrone Barterillo, and he'll do so with Aaron Cockman. Cockman hitting just 167 for the championship.
You're going to see a pitching change here.
And Eddie Quillassie has seen enough of Heine Shannon.
New Zealand, 33 for 5.
And Jeremy Manley, who started the first playoff game, and I really think was thought to be New Zealand's ace entering this championship.